Hey everyone, Gordon here with another Tech Time with Gordon. Today I'm going to be talking about Google Docs. I'm going to explain what it is, the advantages for it, and I'll show you some interesting features that kind of explains why I prefer Google Docs over any other word processor. So let's begin. Let's start off by explaining, well, what is Google Docs? Well, Google Docs is a web-based word processor. If you're not really familiar with a word processor, basically it allows us to input and edit text. You usually use these word processors to make documentation. This could be maybe writing a letter, maybe you're writing a story, you're, making a resume. Basically, anytime you're writing and editing and saving this in a document, you're generally using a word processor. And with Google Docs, basically, it lets us create and format documents, and it lets us work with other people if we're interested. So when it comes down to Google Docs, what you'll need is an internet access, and you need a Google account. And the nice thing about creating a Google account is it's free. There is no cost to you. So if you have a Google account already, or maybe a Gmail account, you already have access to Google Docs. So when it comes to Google Docs, there are many advantages in regards to using it. The first is collaboration. So the nice thing about Google Docs is you can have other people work on it at the same time you are. So it allows collaboration between different people, and you can view what they are, changing or adding to your document. And we'll kind of get into more details later on. Um, Number two is history. You can kind of view all the changes and manipulations of the document as you go. Security. Um, Basically, you can only access this through a Google account, so there's a password. All your documents are saved on Google-based servers. So, if your computer or whatever device you have bites the dust, it'll still exist on basically a cloud-based system. So we can pull it at any time. So we have the security in regards to preservation. Nice feature with Google Docs is it auto saves, so as we go along, we don't have to worry about it because it's saving as we go along. So you're not going to have that instant where, if your machine crashed or something happened, you lose everything, you're like, oh no. It's saving everything. And again, it's saving it on the cloud, so it's not really relying on saving it internally on your machine. Um, Number five, you can work from anywhere, so you don't have to rely on just your computer. Maybe you've gone on a trip and you need to access that document. Well, any device we can pull that because again, we are using a cloud-based system. So just to give you an idea, cloud-based means it's basically saved somewhere online. So we can pull it anytime. All we need is our account information to sign in, and then we can retrieve these documents and edit or save or print or whatever we want to do with them anywhere we are. No software is required, so you don't have to worry if your machine's going to be able to handle it, or you need to update your software for the latest and greatest. No, it's all on the internet. All these tools are on the internet, so you don't have to worry. Now I didn't add this, but I'll add it for it. It's free. Word processor, Office 365 and all that, they cost money. And, generally every few years you got to replace it with a new word-based processor or new software. With this, everything is free. Again, you just need an account, so that's a plus. Let's start off by saying that you have created a Google account. Congratulations. Now, how do I go about creating a blank document? Well, there are different methods to doing this. I'm going to demonstrate one method, but there are a few out there. So if you find another way to do it that's easier for you, that's fine. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to open up a browser, whether this is Google Chrome, Safari, Firefox, whatever. We're going to type in drive.google.com. We're going to log into our account if we have to. So we're going to put in our Google account information, our password. It's going to log you in. And we're going to notice on the top left corner, there's going to be a multicolored plus button that says plus and new. We're going to click on that, and it's going to allow us to select what kind of document we want to make. So Google Docs is our traditional word-based, but if you were looking to make a spreadsheet for numbers, we might use Google Sheets. Maybe you're making a PowerPoint presentation, you could use Google Slides, and Google Forms if you were going to make some sort of survey that you want to send out to people. Once you've selected all this, it's going to bring up your new blank document. Now, if you are using Google Chrome, you can actually type in the address bar doc.new. And because it's already picked up that you're using Google Chrome, it's going to think that you're already signed in. If you have to sign in, just do that. But if you're already signed in, it's going to create a brand new document for you. So using a similar method, we might not want to create a brand new document. Maybe we already have some Word documents from other word processors that we've made over the years. Well, the nice thing about Google Docs is we can take those documents and import them into Google Docs so we can have them access them anywhere we are. How do you do this? Basically the same method of making a new one. We're going to follow the same steps, and once we click on that plus new, we're going to go to file upload or folder upload if you have a folder with all your documents in it. And once we click on it, it's going to allow us to choose the file or folder from our computer, and we can upload it. Once it's uploaded, the document should automatically open up. So if we have to make minor adjustments or edits, we can do that fairly quickly and save our document now on Google Docs. So now that we've talked about making a new document or uploading an old document, maybe you want to download it. So maybe you want to put it on a USB stick, or maybe you want to download it and send it somewhere else. Fairly easy to do this. You're going to first open the document that you wish to do this. We're going to go to File and Download. And basically it's going to give us a variety of different formats that we can pick. So if you want it as a document that can't be changed or edit, you might want to make it into a PDF. But if you want to give the opportunity to make adjustments on the USB stick or whoever you're sending it to, you might want to make it into a Microsoft Word document, which is fairly universal for most people. Then you're going to choose where you want to save it on your device. So it's going to open up a browser, and then you're going to pick and choose where you want to save it to. So again, if you are using a USB stick, you can choose that as the location of where you're saving it to. Now let's talk about the best feature in regards to Google Docs. It's collaboration. And I will say this is one of the best features Google Docs has to offer. So basically it has the ability to generate a shareable link that we can send to someone. And we can send it in the sense of they can either view it, so they have access to viewing but they can't make any changes. You can send it as a suggest edit, so they can basically suggest what changes you need to make on the document. Or, and again, this is pretty cool, you can allow them access to the document and then they can make the edits or the adjustments themselves. So you don't have to do it all on your own. So how to do this? Basically, we're going to find the document that we're interested into to doing this. We're going to click on the shareable button, which generally is on the upper right. You're going to choose who you're going to share it with, and you can share it with multiple people. Now, if you're giving them the ability to edit the document, they will have to have a Google account in order to do this. If they don't, they can do the view or suggest edits, but that's about it. So we're going to put who we want to share with, and then we're going to select how we're going to share it with it. So if you look up above, this is kind of giving you an idea of what we're, so we've clicked on share. So we can, again, anyone with this link can edit it, anyone with this link can comment, anyone with this link can view. So we can pick and choose how they are able to interact with the document, which is pretty neat. So with collaboration, if you have sent out or hit share and send it to a few people and they have access to editing the document now, Google Docs allows you to keep track of all the changes that has occurred on the document. So we can see all the things that have been modified, who's modified them, what it looked like in the past. So we can view a history. So remember what one of the advantage was for Google Docs was the ability to view the history. So how we do this is basically with the document, we're going to click on File, and then we're going to click on Version History, and we're going to click on See Version History. And if you look up here, basically we're going to show a timeline along the right hand side, and it's going to show us when they, what the date was, and who made the changes. And basically by clicking on it, we can see which lines they made the changes. So again, the nice thing about this collaboration is you can view what is going on with your document. And if you don't like the changes that they're making, you can revert back to an older version if needed. So that concludes my video on Google Docs. I hope this kind of gave you an overview of what Google Docs can do for you. So I gave you some advantages in regards to other word processors that are out there. The nice thing about Google Docs is it's free. All we need is a Google account. How it uses cloud-based systems so that it can store all our information online for easy access and security. That we can take our older documents and import them into Google Docs or create brand new ones. The ability to share, so if you just want them to view it, or potentially the nice thing about collaboration is you can share it so that they can edit it. And a nice thing with the edits is you can view all the history, so if you don't like the changes that they're making, we can revert it back. So if you're struggling with Microsoft Word or Pages, or maybe you don't have any of these word processors and you're looking something that's a little bit more stronger than the basic one that you get with your computer or whatever device you have, I definitely encourage you to check out Google Docs and play around with it. Have a nice day. Bye for now.